Good evening and welcome to the Third and Short podcast, YouTube show, whatever the hell we are these days. And we've already had a comment from the producer when Jamie can't be asked, Bones, saying, can any show from this brand start on time? Well, I guess, Bones, you're responsible for 2/3 of the shows that go out at the minute, because you did Saturday and Thursday, so sort your alarm clock out. But anyway, welcome to everyone who is live. I guess nobody has anything to do because Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp are down. So if you are tuning in, let us know in the comments. There we go. Third and sharp, straight away. So it is week 4. It's nearly over. We've not played yet, so that's why I'm introing, because I've got absolutely nothing to talk about. First, the thing we need to address is Tom is back, and he's back with a win. A win for the Giants. New York has taken over the NFL world. The Giants won. The Jets won. Even the Bills won as well. The Bills had a really tough game, didn't they? Yeah, so how are we all doing? I didn't mean to completely ignore you there, Jamie, but Tom's got a win, and he wasn't here last week. So,
this is why I called the episode "The Return," kinda. Because Tom's back. And obviously, everything this week was dominated by the return of Tom Brady to Foxboro. We've got our very own return right here. He's back. He is back on the show. And it's kind of the return because, he missed a week. And he's back. And he comes with a win for the first time and only time this season. So there you go.
Yeah. Is this the turning point for the Giants, Tom? What do we think?
Ben's nailed it there. Like, I really shouldn't have come on. Because if you remember last season, when I kept changing hoodie until we got a win, and then I decided that was the reason we won, so I stuck with it. I didn't come to the podcast last week. I shouldn't have done it until we lost again.
I'm sure Jamie's got the image preloaded that
would cover me.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever want to take some time off, there you go. You're good. In fact, we've got you covered.
Looks nothing like me. I don't know what you're on about.
On again.
I'm not bald.
Hello! Oh, here we go. That is potentially
that up underneath his cap for a while.
It's amazing what this merch can do for you.
Obviously, a win. Wow, brilliant. Happy days. I was going to get one of the Party Popper Baloozers out, but it was a nightmare cleaning it last time.
The last time it was used.
yeah. That's how bad it is. It was about a year ago, probably, and I'm still clearing it up. But yeah, it was a great win. I don't want to sit and wax lyrical about it because obviously I sound biased, but I've got to proper enjoy it because we're not going to get many. And it's even more of a bonus, obviously, when it's a game that you sort of don't think you stand a chance in. Obviously, the first 3 hurt a lot because I genuinely thought we'd win them. And this, I didn't think we'd win. And when we were 11 down going into the fourth quarter, 7 minutes to go, I was like, yeah, not really bothered. Is what it is. And then finally, the Giants just allowed DJ to do what they actually pay him to do. And it wasn't all on DJ, but he had a career game and he put us in situations that ultimately saw the game through. He threw for, I've got it written down here, 402 yards, which is obviously his career highest. He'd never thrown over 300 underneath Garrett. So, finally they've allowed him. And I don't know if there's a lot of talk on the, sure, the defense was excellent. No, it wasn't. Don't lie. There's a lot of talk on Twitter about, Sterling and Shepherd and Slayton being out and how that sort of forced the Giants' hand. And if it did, happy days. But, Golladay, he had over 100 yards. I think, what was it? 116 yards across 6 receptions. Obviously, that's his best game for us. No TD, but 2 big-time plays, big-bodied plays, third down catches, absolutely brilliant. Finally gave Tony some receptions. He played a lot of snaps, 6 receptions, looked brilliant. Ben, for as long as he can stay healthy. Tony, fantastic. We were 3rd and 18 at one point, and he threw the ball to him, and he made about 4 or 5 people miss. It definitely was short, but we got the first down. Me and Jordan talking about it. I can't believe that it got given, but it got given. And then John Ross come in, obviously, former first-round pick. all the speeds there. And his first NFL catch for the Giants was a 50-odd yard touchdown. It wasn't given as a touchdown at first. It was given as like a fumble recovery in the end zone once he'd spilt it. But after the game, they said that that's just a statistical anomaly, and they actually give it as a touchdown. So DJ got another touchdown on his record. And then Barkley was Barkley. He was back.
Yeah.
It was good.
I think they have something like 50-odd rushing, 80-odd reception or something like that.
Yeah. So it combined, it was 126 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he obviously got the overtime touchdown at the walk-off. So it was great. Like, George touched there on the defense. We were still soft, but there was times. I think we opened up quite well. I'm sure they went not 3 and out, but I'm sure the first sort of 2 or 3 plays, 3 drives that they had, they didn't score, and that's tied in with Peyton being so aggressive. I think he went for 4th down on 2. But they're still. I was talking to Phil, and defense is weird considering how strong it was last season. We just don't look the same at all. Peppers is hardly used now, but I think it's because we've changed to more man than zone, and he's not covering well. Darnay Holmes is a zone corner. He's not being used much, so you're purely relying on McKinney, Ryan, Dory Jackson, and Bradbury. And Bradbury hasn't performed as good. He's still decent, but people are getting yards on him. You can't put him on an island anymore. But ultimately, for once, we found a way to win the game, and not lose it. And that's what we've wanted for ages. Like, just let DJ actually give him a chance, put some play calls out there. Our offensive line was unbelievable considering it's our 4th string guard and our 2nd string centre. First game DJ's ever had where he's not been sacked. And he was allowed time in the pocket and he balled out.
I didn't watch the game. Was he close to being sacked?
He rolled out a few times, and he's looking like he's got a bit more pocket presence, which is good. When it's coming, he's seeing it. So there was one where they did a stunt, so he'd seen the pressure coming from the right, but actually 2 were coming behind and ready to the left. So as he flushed out to the right, he's starting to realise, and he's not trying to force it. He threw it out, took the bump but threw it out. So he's looking good. I'm not going to sit here and say, he's the Messiah or anything like that, but this is all I want from him, that 3rd-year progression. And it is like, he got an interception and people go, oh, turnover machine. It was a Hail Mary at the end of the second half with 1 second left on the clock. Like, it's not an interception. It is what it is. It's just a stat padder. Just a really solid game, just efficient with the ball. And just spotting, going through reads, progressing through reads.
So with obviously I know you're talking about DJ quite a lot. Do you think he's going to slip back into his old ways, perhaps, or do you think this is a turning point for him? And by that I mean something like, I don't know, this.
From the 12, Jones keeps, gets a block, takes off, and he is gone. Trying to stay upright, and he trips. Absolutely all alone, and he trips.
Listen, if any of your QBs come 85 yards and still get the touchdown after falling over,
imagine Brady trying to run 10 yards.
Take it.
Did you not see that 6-yard Tom Brady, and he got up and had a smile on his face? It's all like,
I could 100% run faster on him.
Why is he running in sand? No, I didn't. I've not seen any of very little of the football from last night. I've not even looked at the highlights. I was straight into work this morning, but obviously we didn't play, so I'm going to bed early tonight. Still undefeated for today, but we've got our toughest test yet. But we'll come on to that in a bit. No, I looked at pretty much all the game stats this morning, and I saw DJ threw over 400, and I saw Saquon looked like he was back as well. If Saquon is, I don't care. He's a massive player for anyone. He's not just a running back, as you've seen. Was it more reception yards than rushing yards? I think. Yeah. Or was it the way around? Yeah. No, yeah. So not only is he giving you a solid, probably top 10 running back, I'd say top 5, but obviously he's missed a year. He's also giving you 80 yards or whatever out of the backfield as well. So to have him back and looking like he's firing on all 4 cylinders is massive, I think. Any team would miss that. So yes. But who have you got next week?
Cowboys.
Oh.
I mean, Elusive Poets nailed it on the head there. Absolutely nailed it on the head. It's a false hope, but I'm not bought into it. Like, we all know that, I think I said before this game, I'd be shocked if we didn't go 0-10. I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to beat the Cowboys because hopefully we'll turn up, but Dak's looking absolutely fantastic.
He's on fire, isn't he?
Yeah, we have no pass rush whatsoever, and I mean none whatsoever. That game, there wasn't a sack on either side yesterday, and I think we've got 6 on the season. 3 of them are Ojulari, and it's not like he's beat on the bend or anything. They've mainly been coverage sacks, so we just haven't got it. And the Cowboys are, they're looking strong, and even on their defense side of things, they brought Parsons in, look great, and Diggs is just on fire at the moment.
Parsons looks unreal, doesn't he?
Yeah. So I won't be surprised if we had turnovers this week. I just don't want to see him fumble. I think that's the biggest thing with these. I just don't want to see him fumble anymore. Like, I want, that needs to be the biggest thing that he gets rid of, and he's had one this so far in 4 games that. I'd have to take that with him being what he was. And
how old is he?
I want to say 23.
Still relatively young, isn't it?
Who? Dan Jones? He's got to be 26. He's in his 3rd year, or whatever. They usually come in at like 22, 23, don't they?
Let's have a look. He's 24.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
24.
Quite young then.
Yeah, so he's still. I mean. It's hard to compare, isn't it? Because they come into the draft at different ages and people come in at different abilities.
Like Mac Jones is 23 now and he's in his 1st year.
Yeah.
So Damon Arnett, the fucking pisshead, he came in at 24, I think. 23, 24. Anyway, it's bad. So a good week for the Giants. Moves us nicely on to the Buccaneers. A close game.
About that.
To win in a game that you should have won. A closer game than you probably would have hoped for. I actually woke up at around about 4 a.m. and watched the last. I want to say last 5 minutes, but it took about 45 minutes. Yeah. It was quite exciting at the end. I'll be honest, because I've never hidden my distaste for the Patriots or Brady. So the best I could have hoped for was neither team winning. But
well, I mean, like you said, you can hope Brady don't throw a touchdown pass, which he didn't.
Did it anyone throw a touchdown?
Yeah, Rojo ran in for us, and they got a passing touchdown for. They got 2 passing touchdowns.
Well, they got 2, didn't they?
Hunter Henry and
Smith.
Yeah, which I believe Tom had Smith in your fantasy, didn't you?
Yeah, I banked on him.
And I had Hunter Henry in mine.
Draft. But he's not performed.
Did you 2 play each other in the fantasy this week?
Yeah.
We did.
Who
and
won?
I'm smashing him by 30 points with Herbert still to play.
Yeah.
How did you get on last week, Jerry?
Oh, you beat me last week. That's fine. I also,
just pull that golf tee out.
But I also just wanted to say as well, in regards to our matchup this week, Tom, I wanted to embarrass you, so I started Winston just to make it even sweeter.
I saw that.
He didn't get many points, though, did he?
Pardon?
He didn't get many points, though, did he? You won because of fucking Tyreek Hill, 50 points.
Well, I mean, what I find funny is that I beat you last week, Jamie, with Christian McCaffrey, my starting running back who didn't play.
Who was that?
And then I dropped him in the week off my squad because that's how much of a clue I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I haven't got a fucking clue. And I was like, oops, don't know what I'm doing. So as soon as I dropped him, Mark's mate tried to claim him off the waiver straight away. And Mark rang me and went, Did you mean to drop him? I went, no. Just press the button.
I just thought I was dropping him onto the bench so I could bring him.
That's what I
Gordon did that with me. I remember when I first picked my team and I was looking and it was like drop and I was like, I can't see how to do a sub. It must be that. I messaged for Jordan, but Jordan was like, yeah, you just press drop. And I was like, I'm trying it on someone shite that I don't want. And I pressed it and it did. And I was like, you're a twat. You're an absolute twat.
Yeah, well, I haven't paid attention. I just noticed I won with McCaffrey out injured. I thought I better swap him out. And,
last week, I only won 1 game, I think, and I lost because I've got like 5 or 6 different teams. And I think I lost all of them bar one, and then this week I've won all but one. And then that was the Sky Sports NFL one, which I completely forgot to look at. And I didn't have a wide receiver. And I had like Christian McCaffrey in there as well. And I also had Gronk in there, who obviously didn't play either. So that team was messed up. And I had like McLaurin on the bench, who scored 30 points. And then who else did I have? Somebody else. And I had running back Ezekiel Elliott. And I had him in as well. So obviously put them two in. That's 50, 60 points right there. I would have won. So, I think who was it that I played? I'm not 100% sure. It might have been. It was Bones. I gave Bones the win that week because you deserve it because you're 0-4.
If hindsight was the one thing, I think the 49ers would have beat the Chiefs a couple of years ago. But hey ho.
Yeah. But anyway, like I said, with the Bucs game anyway, the game was full of records. Tom Brady is now the leader in passing yards. He overtook Drew Brees. He only needed about 53 yards in that game. He came away with 269. No passing touchdowns, like I said. Leonard Fournette was on fire. He got about 91 rushing yards, and I think he got 47 receiving yards with 3.
That's who I put in for McCaffrey. I put Fournette in for McCaffrey.
Yeah, he had a really good game, but Rojo was the one who got our touchdown. And then, like I said, it was all field goals everywhere. But Mac Jones looked impressive. He 31 for 40. 31 for 40 against what some people arguably would say is the best defense in the NFL. I know we do have a lot of injuries in the secondary. And obviously, Carlton Davis went out injured. Antoine Winfield Jr. went out injured in the third quarter as well with concussion. So, a load of secondary
threw 19 straight completions as well, didn't he?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I think if he got yeah, I was gonna say if he got one more, it would have tied Brady's or something like that, which is absolutely mental for a rookie quarterback to come in. He's been arguably the best rookie quarterback to come in and actually do the job. Like there hasn't been much pressure on him. He was picked at 15th. Justin Fields has been absolutely annihilated last week by the Browns. Trevor Lawrence is with the Jags. And Zach Wilson is with the Jets, who, like I said, got their first win this season in overtime. Mac Jones was the only rookie quarterback who actually had a win before this week. So now Zach Wilson is on that list as well. But he looks really impressive. I think it was over 70% he's always thrown in college football, and he's still doing it in the NFL now. He did throw an interception. It was a silly throw that he made, but I'm not going to complain. It got me more fantasy points. But yeah, it was a nervy game. It was one of those games when you're at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, you want to see touchdowns, you want to see big plays, and it was just like, why am I up for this? And it's just field goal. And then we missed the field goal as well, so it should have been a little bit more out of the window, shall we say. But then obviously the Patriots probably would have gone for that 4th down and maybe have got it, and we would have had a different game in our hands. Why they didn't go for that 4th down, I know Bones has been going on about all day. Thank God the WhatsApp chat is now officially disabled because he kept going on about it beforehand. Also, Bucks is BUCS. I did reply, but obviously WhatsApp went down. So it's not double space.
Could be replying to Gary there.
Yeah, I have done that several times as well, and he's supposed to be a Buccaneers fan. I understand Buccaneers has 2 C's in it, but Go Bucks is 1 C.
I do laugh every time I see somebody put 2 C's, and straight away I usually see you follow up with books and stuff.
I literally, as soon as WhatsApp launches again, like I put one thing in there and it just says books. And it's the phone saying, just talking about, like I said, the books and stuff. But yeah.
Oh, JP's comment. JP's comment there. Not sure, mate. Depends who's doing your PIP assessment, I guess. Win for both your teams. That brings us on to the Raiders.
It's the first time none of our teams have lost all season so far.
Well, yeah, that's right. And I suppose we'll have to take that. I'm not sure which way tonight's going to go, if I'm being completely honest. It's one of them that if the Raiders win, people wouldn't be mega surprised. If the Chargers win, people wouldn't be mega surprised. A lot of the chat in the Raiders group that I'm in and other stuff is saying how much of a difficult game it is. But JP touched on it last week in your seat, Tom, and said it's a tough game for the Chargers as well. They're not going to be thinking it's a walk in the park. I know they're at home, but I guarantee there'll be more Raiders fans in LA than there will be Chargers fans. So A lot of the talk this week from the players, Derek Carr said, "Oh, it just feels it's like we count it as a home game." I think he said, because of how many fans we'll have in LA and how many fans we had in San Diego. So yeah, I don't know which way it's going to go. Mark did a great bit on his on the Saturday show, the new Saturday show, which you should have tuned into, people. He went into some great detail there about what he thinks will happen. I think, did he go with Raiders at the end because of the spread?
Raiders on the spread, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. It's just I don't know. Slightly not nervous, but a bit apprehensive about it because it's a game like you don't want to lose. It's divisional. The Broncos lost, so now we're the only unbeaten team in the division. So it'd be great to go 4-0 and be clear at the top.
You're only one of two in the league as well, aren't you?
Yeah, do you know the other one? Cardinals, yeah. So if we lose tonight, the Cards will be the only unbeaten team after 4 weeks, which I think is quite. It's usually quite a few more, isn't it? Quite a few more teams that are unbeaten for a fair few weeks, but. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna get up for it.
It shows how competitive the league's getting, though, isn't it? It's not just one side.
Well, you say that, but Lions, Jags.
I said competitive, for the good teams. They're just there to make up the numbers. We need 32.
I thought the Lions might get something this week.
So did I.
No. So did I. No, they didn't.
That's why he started Lamar Jackson. That was the week before, weren't it?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Don't worry.
Who have the Bucks got next week, Jamie?
We have got the Dolphins at 6 p.m. Unfortunately, I will be in London because I will be at the London games going to see the Jets versus the Atlanta Falcons. So that's at 2 o'clock.
What crime did you commit?
Can't wait. Well, unfortunately, I'm already in Manchester Comic-Con the week after for a horror convention. So we booked that way before they announced the NFL London ticket. So it was like, I guess I have to go see the Atlanta Falcons. Kyle Pitts has been a disgrace so far. So hopefully he shows up in London. I love Zach Wilson. I know he's shit, but you guys know I love my interception quarterbackers. So let's see what happens. Hopefully we get a few interceptions. I love him. I love Zach Wilson. He was a guy I took in literally every single fantasy football team I could. Nobody's picking him. I want him. I've got him on nearly every single one of my teams. And the week I bench him, he scores like his highest one.
Yeah.
Elusive Poets comment there. What have we done to this? We've had no London games for 2 years, and they give us the Jets 1 week against the Falcons and the fucking Jags the following week against the Dolphins.
Yeah. But you get to see Jaff number 1 and 2.
Unfortunately, I'd rather.
I'm
not.
sure the Dolphins would have been more entertaining, but obviously with Tua, I can't even say his last name. Tua's out.
It's rumored that he's going to be back. They're aiming for him to be back.
What, for the London game or for Bucks?
For the London game.
Well, that's fine. We can smash Jacoby Brissett next week, then that'll be great.
Yeah.
I'll be watching that most likely on the train on the way home because as soon as that game finishes at London, we're going back to the hotel and then getting the train back. So I might be back to watch the 1 o'clock game, whatever that one might be. I'll have a look.
Yeah.
I'll tell you now, Phil. I've got it open.
Go on. Do it.
It is. No, don't do it. It's a Chiefs-Bills. Decent game, actually.
Yeah, then I will be staying up and watching that on another 3 hours sleep.
If anyone is going down to the London games next week or the week after, let us know.
Because you guys are going the week after, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes, we are with, I think, Mark and Jordan meeting us there, aren't we? On Sunday. We're also going with Dan Jones, not the Dan Jones, the other Dan Jones, and Phil, who is famous for a little video that we haven't mentioned the team yet. I'm sure we'll come on to the Eagles at some point. But
Eagles fly on our way to victory.
I'll prepare them.
Teasing with the London games. That'll give him a little high five.
Sing it to him. That'll be the best thing ever. But just to go on Elusive Poets comment there, I know obviously it was something that Tom was hopefully kind of looking at going this year, but unfortunately COVID has kind of postponed. I know you weren't looking to see the Giants, but you were looking to go to possibly the Raiders, weren't you, or San Francisco?
Yeah. It got postponed. We got cancelled, to be fair, in the end. We didn't move it back. So hopefully next year, next season, I'm going to try and get to MetLife. Take my lad.
Have you ever been to New York?
I've never been to America. So
well, fair enough. Well, MetLife's in New Jersey, don't count anyway.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know if they'll let you in with your passport photo now, mate.
Yeah. To be fair, even if I didn't have hair, I look like a Russian murderer on my passport photo.
It's true.
That's anyway.
What about you, Matt?
I'd love to get over to Vegas, but it's just because it's such a touristy city. There's appears to be, I don't know if it's because it's been off for a year or the fans have been out for a year, but it appears to be a struggle for tickets, and the ones you can get are ridiculously overpriced. $2,000 and $3,000 a ticket, which I'm not going to pay to go watch us lose to the fucking Jags. Or
the joys of being a well-supported club.
Yeah, well,
and then in England, you've got Manchester City putting tickets on student beans and uni days for like 12 quid.
Yeah, I mean, well, look at what is Bayern Munich is a season ticket, about 80 quid or something.
Something crazy,
But I don't know. I think it'll die down eventually, hopefully, and I can maybe get over there to Vegas. But at the minute, I'm not forking out. Luckily, there is a guy in the Raiders group chat who has a season ticket, and he's always said if he can't go to a game, he offers them out there. He just texted me today actually to say he's just booked his flights to America. He's going to 3 or 4 games whilst he's there. I think it's 2 Raiders games, a Colts game, and another game I can't remember. Because it was a non-NFL game. It might have been an ice hockey game or something. Because his son supports the Colts. So yeah, decent to be there, but pretty jealous.
Yeah, I'd love to be able to do that.
One day, hopefully, when we're making all the money from the podcast, and people will pay us to go and watch the games. Who knows what can happen? We'll do a pod trip, and we'll do. Do you not see that guy who did every stadium? He went to a game.
Yeah.
I can't remember how. It's taken like 30 days to go watch every team or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
3 months. I don't know how it worked, but he went to basically every stadium and watched every team play. How great would that be?
I would love to. At least you posted about. I would love to go to a proper tailgate. They had one at the Wembley game I went to a couple of years back. It was called the tailgate party. There was no cars. It was a closed off car park. But to be honest, it was mint. They had a stand where some of the players and the cheerleaders came out before the game, and they were giving out free hot dogs, and there was loads of different beer stands. And you were mingling with all the other fans.
Was Russ cooking? Just let Russ cook. He's just there cooking on the
I best not say what I was going to say there. It was good fun at Wembley. That tailgate party. You had to have a ticket to the game to be able to get in. But then at Tottenham the year after, there was no tailgate party like that. But the drinking on the streets was just phenomenal. It was just fun. There was footballs getting thrown everywhere. I did try and intercept one at one point. Two guys just lobbing it right. I don't know the road. You'll probably know it, Tom. But what the main road? They were just pinging it down. I saw it from about 15 yards away, and I just sprinted. I was livid. Sprinted to catch it, and I tipped it. So I guess that counts as a pass block. But there was face painting going on, which for the kids is good. And there was loads of little areas that they were sort of getting. It wasn't a tailgate party. They cordoned off areas to go and stand that were not on the main road, but just off slightly. But yeah, the atmosphere on the street was great. So I don't know which Tottenham Stadium is more impressive than Wembley, in my opinion. I've been to Wembley, I don't know, probably 10 times now, and it's the first time I've been to Spurs' new stadium. It was quite an impressive stadium, to be honest. The food court is not something I've seen at a soccer stadium before. It's outrageous, massive. And there was obviously a lot of Raiders fans there because it was a Raiders game I went to. There's a lot of Hispanic Raiders fans, and there was a Mexican food court. And this American Raiders fan came on and he goes, "This is Mexican food. It's not a Mexican stand. There's no tequila." And I was like,
"Sorry, pal."
So I don't know what to say. I'm like, "Yeah, well, it's all we've got, pal." I know you've travelled halfway across the world to come and watch your team. Actually, we won that game, and the scarf is where is it there? But it was more myth that you couldn't get a tequila at the Mexican food stand. Okay,
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'd be good, really good. And we're hoping to have, because there's the WhatsApp group chat on the go, we're hoping to have some sort of meet up at some point. I don't know. I think Ben Jags put a couple of pubs in there, didn't he? around the stadium. So I don't know the area well. A few probably know it better than most, to be fair.
As a Tottenham fan, you go quite a few times, don't you? So.
You know what? I've only been to White Hart Lane a handful of times. I've only been probably 5 times.
It's a fair old trek.
It's mainly the away games. Yeah, I can get to the away games up north are great, but this will be the first time at the new stadium, so I'm looking forward to it.
You've not been yet?
No,
it's phenomenal.
No. It
is.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. It's going to be weird watching it American football first over.
Yeah.
But that's sort of where my interest is now. It shows how far football's fallen on my radar.
Whereabouts are we sat? I mean, you told me, but I can't remember.
We're lower here in a corner.
Yeah.
So I look forward to it. It should be good seats as well, right in the end zone.
Yeah, I'm in the end zone.
We've had a flag made that's currently being made at the moment. Hopefully it comes before Friday so I can get it to Jamie. He can take it the weekend. The expected delivery is Monday.
I'm sure my girlfriend will love that.
If the flag arrives before weekend, we'll get it on Twitter so you can look out for it. If not, we'll pop it on Twitter next week so you can have a gander for that as well. JP's comment, he's planning to go San Fran trip 3 next year.
Spewing over Shanahan, what it was.
Just throw eggs at Shanahan, why not?
We'll still see it on the news, won't we? British man arrested. Not for taking a piss against the wall this time, as it was last time.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
I'd love to see JP. We're at the gig together on Wednesday, aren't we? And JP will tell you my favourite part. I've worked with John loads and loads over the years doing comedy gigs, and my favourite part of JP's set is when he goes off script and just starts a little rant about something completely irrelevant, but it'll take up a good 3 or 4 minutes of his set, and that's what I love about JP is that he'll go off script, and I just find it. You'll see it on Wednesday because I've no doubt he will go off script at something either on the way there or in the audience or something, and he just goes on little rants about stuff and that.
35.
Yeah, well, yeah, you've seen it in text form, haven't you? What beer of the week? What beers? Are we on beers or are we not on beers?
Yeah, I'm on
kind
beers.
Of what have we called it now? I think was it just the drink of the week?
Drink of the week, wasn't it?
Did well. I'm on a Baltica. It is
cold.
It's nice. It is 5.4%. So it's Baltica 7 Premium Export Line. It's quite nice actually. I actually had Modelo in the fridge as well. But it was a small bottle. And I was like, I don't have to finish my drink halfway through the pod.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I'm last one.
Last one.
Ooh, might change next week. On.
It's a 3 for 20 on Corona. Back on Corona.
Yeah, that's it. Soft drink, Jamie, or alcohol this time?
I am on the soft drink of Pepsi Max 3. That's why we're on the drinks of the week. Unfortunately, at this moment in time, I am currently part of a league on a Monday night playing football, so I can't drink because I have a game at 8:30.
That's all right.
We play better drunk.
You've seen me play.
So we're not even spoke about the other games, really, have we?
What's your standout moment, shall we say?
Yeah, well, for me, it's the Jets getting a win. I didn't expect them to beat the Titans, if I'm being honest, but they did in overtime. To be honest, Tannehill. They threw 1 yard difference. Tannehill threw 1 yard more than Zach Wilson. I mean, they rode Derrick Henry for fun, didn't they? 157 yards, 33 carries is ridiculous.
Yeah, 2 main receivers were out, weren't they?
But I still didn't expect the Jets to win. Wilson threw 2 TDs. Is that my standout performance? I don't know. Come back to me.
I wrote 3 down. I put Jets first win, Bills blowing out the Texans 40-0 was good. Yeah. And then the Cards made the Rams look ordinary, which I didn't expect. I didn't exactly expect that Rams were going to absolutely destroy the Cards. I thought Rams would have won, but I expected it a closer game. I just hope the Cards sort of fall over like they normally do. I just don't like Murray as much as he's brilliant. I hate him.
Yeah, Mark had a moment, didn't he, today? I think he's probably still knocking one out over Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
That's why WhatsApp's broke. Mark's broke WhatsApp. Pleasuring oneself over Kyler Murray.
I tell you what, though, the Falcons Washington game was very entertaining. Like Matt Ryan threw 283 yards, 4 touchdowns. Heineke threw 290 yards, 3 touchdowns. Washington win the game 34-30. Like I said, it was mainly, I don't know if anybody watched Red Zone, but it literally just kept going to and from that game because there was scores all the time.
That McKissick touchdown at the end was mint, wasn't it?
It's phenomenal. It just flew. But, I mean, you have to, I mean, I know probably Matt's not going to appreciate it, but there's nobody else really that I can think of that's going to be standout besides Tyreek Hill getting that hat trick. 186 yards.
No, I don't mind Tyreek Hill. No, he's just a massive wanker.
Mahomes, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Yeah, I did spot Mahomes 5 TDs earlier when I was checking the stats.
Dak got 4 TDs as well.
I won't.
Through less than 200 yards. So I
think he did the Jameis Winston.
Yeah. Did I mention it before WhatsApp went down that Kyler Murray to you is what Mahomes is to me in a sense? I hate him. I think he's a phenomenal player, obviously, but I can't stand the little Kermit voiced fucker. Or his brother, for that matter. If his brother wants to fight me, come at me, you Instagram nonce. Someone at him in the comments. Fucking prick. Anyway, I had a little moment there. Sorry, apologies. F count's got up loads there whilst I was.
Talking about count, should we get onto the counts?
Well, actually, before we do that, I think Jamie said the did we go touchdowns or yards for Jameis over Daniel Jones last week? If the loser had to get a tattoo, was that what we said?
Tom wasn't here, was he?
Well, luckily JP's backed up every episode on what is going on. We've got something coming quite soon. I'll tell you what, we'll go for TDs. Who scored more, Jamie? Who threw more touchdowns? Who threw more TDs, Daniel Jones or James Winston? Oh, tell you what, go for yards.
To be fair, I think I said interceptions, to be completely honest. I'm pretty sure I said who would throw more interceptions, and DJ threw more.
No,
I absolutely love the moment of like in that WhatsApp group when Giants finally got that interception, and everyone's like, "Yeah, Jameis Winston threw a touchdown, where?" And then it was Taysom Hill. I mean, one's white, one's black. I mean, I don't know how you couldn't tell the difference. But there you go. But Jameis Winston threw 0 interceptions, 1 touchdown, 226 yards. Dan Jones, 402 yards, 2 tutties, 1 interception. And obviously, Giants won the game in overtime. Which I'm happy for. That's a perfect game for me.
Yeah, you wanted the Saints to lose.
Of course I want the Saints to lose. I absolutely despise the Saints. I just love Jameis. So Jameis threw a touchdown, didn't get an interception. Happy for me. And the Giants came out with the win, and they're still bottom of the division. What more do I want?
Are Eagles not bottom?
No. Eagles are bottom. You're bottom, sorry. Eagles are just above you, I believe. Last time I looked, anyway.
Yeah, it probably is based on the score.
Have we got any nuke this week?
Any nuke
Any nuke? Let's think. So Cowboys are top. Washington, Eagles, Giants.
His bets is gone.
His bar is gone. My voice is gone.
There we go. Let's have that debate. I call it Bear, you call it Bart. And I know you call it Bart because it should be heart, but it's spelt bear with a T, so I call it Bear. What is it?
Bart is gone.
I like Bart's.
I like Bets. Bets is gone. I don't know. We're playing the Chicago Bears next week, so
see what happens. I mean, again, it's one of those episodes where you come into this undefeated, 3-0. By the time we record our next episode, it could be 3-2, could be 5-0.
I'll be setting fire to the flag if we're 3-2. Nice comment from JP there. Yeah, anyone who's in Blackpool on Wednesday night, see you, Gary. Oh, Gary's siding with me there. Anyone who's in Blackpool on Saturday night, from 7 p.m. there is a live stand-up comedy night with John Porter opening the show, me hosting, and some other comedians. I'd say get at me on Instagram, but you can't. Get at me on Messenger, but you can't. I'm not on Facebook anymore. So just pop along to Dirty Blondes in Blackpool. I'm sure we'll be able to fit you in. But yeah, Wednesday night, yes, JP. I think did I not say Wednesday night? It is Wednesday night. Anyway, but you'll get to see
Dirty Blondes, Dirty Alley.
You'll get to see me, JP. Tom will be there, I guess. Yeah, he's basically a third and short mini gathering, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, third and Bart, third and short.
I forgot to say, the only time all three of us have gone would have been the Super Bowl. Sorry, guys, that's my fault.
And
too busy.
Gary, in fact, all four, including Gaz.
No, Jamie, you were there. I was there for one. The first one I went to, you were there.
Oh, the comedy night. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. That's right. I remember.
Yeah, unfortunately,
it was like it was fixed seats, wasn't it, where you couldn't stand up and all that.
Yeah, when Jordan came, yeah.
With Jason Manford.
Jordan.
Yeah. But unfortunately, as we get back to a little bit of normality, we are currently going ahead with our show for next year at the Grand Theatre, which will be Kinky Boots. So I'm back in auditioning and rehearsals for that every Wednesday.
What part are you playing?
I don't know. The audition's the end of the month.
Right. If you get any part, are you gonna have to dress up in like boots and stuff like that?
At the end, everyone has to wear the boots. Yeah.
Get
it. When is that going to be available to view at the Grand Theatre?
It will be April 2022. Kinky Boots. Tickets are available now at Grand Theatre.
Maybe we'll do a third and short meet up there.
Imagine if I actually get a proper role. Imagine I get a proper role. I'm there on stage singing my heart out, and all of a sudden it's just like,
no, somebody shouts, Steelers!
Oh, my party's gone.
Yeah, because Shrek got cancelled, didn't it? Devastated Shrek got cancelled.
Shrek, unfortunately, has been postponed to 2023.
What was the one you did before that? Was it Guys and Dolls or something like that?
Hello, Dolly.
Hello, Dolly, that's it.
Yeah, so as you can tell by my theatrical presence, shall we say, I do shows. Yeah, for people,
for small
people that are, I mean, private shows, any shows, you can get me on OnlyFans, Patreon, all these different places. Third and short. So, yeah, that's
we do have a proper Anukmeng, and it is that we have something going on behind the scenes at the moment, which JP is kindly sorting out for us. So massive thank you to JP. We have got a little gift for you, which I sent you a picture of the other day, the 49ers pendant, because I want it out of my fucking house, if I'm being honest. I've been tempted to wipe my house with it, but luckily I found some Subway footlongs in the meantime. So thanks so much, JP. Hopefully we'll have some more news on that in the near future. In terms of merch, we are on the lookout for a new merch provider. As our last one, unfortunately, no longer works in that industry at the moment. So if you deal with merchandise, or you can hook us up with some sort of assistance, then get in touch via Twitter, because nothing else works these days. And yeah, they're our Anukmengs for the week, I think. Nothing else. I don't think we need to add. The overtime guys are back on Thursday, usual time, and then we also have now the new Saturday special show, which this week just featured Mark and Tom. So massive thank you to Mark for doing that. We're really excited about what we've got coming up. And the way we're going. We've hit the 1,000 followers on Twitter, Mark, which we're buzzing for. I think we're well over 1,100 now, aren't we? It's rolling up really well.
Currently standing 1,149.
Flying. We'll be on to. We've got that little blue tick. And we've got some exciting things coming up. We're hoping to host a Super Bowl party in Blackpool come February, which will be good. That's about it, really, I think, innit? I don't think we've got much else to talk about. Should I talk about our game next week? We've got the Bears. I would expect to win before we play tonight. Next week, that is. Obviously, depending on how we do tonight and how we come out of that, whether it's unscathed or not, will change things. But the way the Bears are playing, the way we're playing, would expect to beat them at home as well. But yeah, tonight I'm apprehensive for. I will be getting up for it. I will probably be pissed off tomorrow. Can't wait.
It's a statement game, isn't it?
Yeah. Whichever team wins it will then top the division. And it's a tough division. The Broncos were 3-0, but they'd had 3 fairly easy games. I don't think the teams before this weekend that they played had won a game, had they? They were all 0-3. And then they lost this weekend to... Who did they lose to?
The Broncos.
Ravens.
They lost, yes. Yeah, a team that we beat. So it was a false... cheers, Bones. It was a false 3-0 in some respects, but still, Von Miller, doing things. Teddy B.
Off, he got half a sack, and then they've taken it away from him.
Ooh.
Yeah, they've credited him full sack, whoever it was. So the sack count doesn't go up this week. Livid.
I did look at it earlier and saw that he got half a sack.
Yeah. Unless they credited it back.
He got comfortably beat by the Ravens as well, didn't he? 23-7. Yeah. It's not.
Last night I saw it and
it says 0.5.
It says 0.5 on there now.
Get the count on up here now and boost that up.
So how many?
Defensive player of the year, Von Miller sack count.
I don't even know where I've put it anymore. I think I got rid of it because no one even cared. Oh wait, here we go. How many is he on?
4.5 now.
4.5. Von Miller sack count. There you go. Live.
There we go.
4.5. Von Miller sack.
Yeah, fair point for Bones there. That as much as Bridgewater's not an elite quarterback, he's been ticking over nicely for them.
Yeah.
And if the concussion does last more than a week or so, Drew Lock he's horrible. Drew Lock.
Yeah.
Shut up, JP.
We're here for the masses, JP. No, it wasn't Winston touchdown count. It was interception count. Get rid of it.
Oh, well, that's still pretty low. It's only on 2. Less than Kyler Murray.
Less
than Patrick Mahomes. 8 touchdowns. What was that list that you put on WhatsApp before, by the way? Like, I saw this morning, and you were chatting some crap about how, like, someone was really, really low. Then it was like Matt Stafford and Kyler Murray. Yeah, the quarterback rating kind of one.
Yeah, that was ESPN's. We were discussing. Basically, Tom came in almost windmilling about DJ and why they.
Whoa! Because everyone's sucking Kyler Murray's arse, and DJ practically has similar stats to him. So I was a bit like, just put some respect on his name and stop piping off Mini Yoda. But we all know that the Piper offer's got a Giants agenda at the moment, which makes
interesting. Well, you did mention that on Saturday because I think you said something like normally you'd edge towards following the Raiders as such, but you can't now because of Mark. If there's any Geordies out there that don't support the Raiders who want a job, as long as you got some funny stories about what you'd wipe your arse with and stuff, the job's yours.
The only reason I say this because on that list, Jameis Winston was 4th.
Yeah. It's all bollocks stats, though, like I said. It's all shite.
Yeah, there you go.
It's all about how the centre snaps the ball into the QB's hand. Why is that in a rating?
Oh, can we talk about that? Can we? Bones, you know you want to. Come on, Bones. So, you see this, Tom? Did you see it? Have you watched the video?
It's outstanding.
You have not seen the video, right? I'm sorry, you guys are going to have to fill some time and talk. I will find the clip and I will put it on. Because it is the greatest thing you will ever see in your life. Bones is going to come in now chanting some shit about how amazing it was.
Here we go.
Oh, no.
But
it's the first time I've ever seen this happen.
Have you got it? Or are you? No, it's fine.
No,
I'm getting it. Don't worry.
Right. Okay.
I'm sort of surmising from what Ben's put on the comments.
Well, you don't need to. Yeah, there you go.
I still want to see it though because that's brilliant.
It is pretty good. It was what? You had to watch it from a few different angles to actually see what happened. But it's a terrible snap from the centre. Goff is not ready for one. It gets intercepted by a D lineman of the team before Goff's even had a chance to react.
Oh my God, you'd be spewing, wouldn't you?
Like watching that live, it was just like, what the hell has just happened? So it is currently just being uploaded onto here, and then once it is ready, we can all enjoy it. For all the viewers that have not seen it, Bones can enjoy it even more as well. I know he loves it.
Bones, do you genuinely think you're going to go 0-17?
I think Bones does think they're going to go 0-17.
Clutch snap.
Do the Jags play the Lions this year? Let's have a little look. I don't know if they do. Let's have a little look, shall we?
Jaguars, Lions. No, they faced each other last year. 18th of October. Lions won when they were 2-3.
Yeah, they won't.
After that game. Well, absolutely crazy.
Lions play the Bengals week after next, so that's potentially winnable. Then the Lions play the Eagles 2 weeks after that. It's potentially winnable. Lions playing the Steelers. I think the Steelers are actually pretty poor, if I'm being honest.
Bones is saying at the moment, he says he only had us getting 4 or 5 wins as it was. So who knows? I'd love somebody to just get that record of 0-17. It would be pretty special, wouldn't it? Yeah. But, I mean, it's finally here. So, I mean, let's just have a quick watch of the greatest play ever.
From the 12, Jones keeps, gets a block, takes off, and he is gone. Trying to stay upright, and he trips. Absolutely all alone, and he trips.
Oh, sorry, that was the wrong one, Tom.
Do you know what's worse about that? Is even though I know what happens, when I watch it, I still panic that when he's about to get tackled, he's going to fumble the ball.
Right, here we go. So this is the clip from the Lions and the Bears from last night.
First down and goal. And the Lions. Flags everywhere. The Lions look confused, the key, at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, someone's off with the snap count, and that pretty much has been the other side of the line.
Offense number 16. That penalty's declined. Result of the play. Chicago's ball. First down. Winovich in. 2nd and 6. 180. Well-balanced drive.
One more time. I don't think I've seen this at any level of football. We've all seen shotgun snaps that go bad, but they usually bounce on the ground behind the line of scrimmage. It flips up, hits him like in the thigh, and then maybe in the waist, the belt line.
Wow. What a catch that is, by the way.
I mean, think of those stat points that a guy would get, though, just out of literally nowhere.
That's ridiculous, isn't it? Fucking hell.
Is he the first quarterback to throw an interception without throwing the ball?
Gotta be.
Well, it counts as a fumble, though, doesn't it? It's not an interception.
Is it? I thought he went down, didn't it? They didn't. No, I don't know. My favourite was flags everywhere because nobody's like, I don't know what's going on there. Let's just call it flag. Even the refs haven't got a clue.
That's so bad. Wow. I think that was a nice way to finish a show, to be fair. Dave's video that, Jamie, yeah?
Yeah, Jared Goff didn't throw an interception.
Goes down as a fumble and a fumble recovery.
Yeah.
You'd properly twat your fucking centre, wouldn't you?
Another one as well. I can't remember what game it is. Just a really quick one of probably talking about missed calls or great plays. There was that field goal block. Was it Steelers? And then it got called for offside. And it was like 2 weeks in a row that there's been a field goal block, but they've both been called offside and they've both been onside. Was it Steelers? I want to say it was the Steelers. Managed to get up and block it,
Twitter,
jumped in front of it, get the ball, block it, and then return it for a touchdown. And he said he was offside when he wasn't. And didn't Giants do it last week?
Yeah, we didn't get the block, but they missed it, didn't they? Dexter Lawrence got called offside when he wasn't.
Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. Crazy play, but unfortunately, there's been some questionable decisions and some great moments like Jared Goff fumble recovery.
It's so bad. That's so bad. I
So
can't believe that. Fucking hell, I feel so sorry for Bones, man. I thought we were a shite franchise.
It literally just sums up their season and how they are as a franchise for now.
I think JP's spacebar's gone.
That's so bad. Well, yeah, that was a lovely way to finish with that video.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do before we do go, check us out on all the usual socials. It's not probably working at the moment, but it's at Third Short Pod. All the usual
Twitter
stuff.
works.
Twitter works. That's the only one we care about, it seems. We've got various people who can tweet from the crew. But normally, if you've got any questions, get at us. If you want to come in the WhatsApp group as well, get at us. As long as you're not a sticker nonce, you'll be welcome with open arms. But normally, Jamie comes to me all the time and says last word. But I'm going to go to Jamie this week. What is the last word, Jamie?
Steelers!